Hi, good morning. This is Clemen from Spiking, and today I'll share with you about Rowsley Ltd. Now let's first of all dive in to take a look at the stock price. Went on an all-time high, dropped back again. So within the Spiking app, you can scroll down under Rowsley and look under buy-sell transactions. On the right hand side, click on more. Now what is interesting is you want to know what happened in the chain of events in the month leading to July's announcement. So we backtrack in sequential time format, and what we observe in the month of June is this. Chairman of the board, Mr. Chiang, bought 3 consecutive trades on the 14th of June, 14th of June and 23rd of June at an average price of about 0.08. Then in the sequence of events, on the 18th of July, which is on a Wednesday evening at about 9 p.m, Business Times released an article called Peter Lim to inject Thomson Medical TMC into Rowsley in all-share deal. And with this announcement, the stock price popped on the next consecutive 3 days, on the 19th, 20th and 21st. Now what is interesting is the following week's activities. That's on the 24th, 25th, 26th. Let's go back to the app, and you can observe that it was reported Albert Hong sold about approximately $33 million worth of stock back into the market, as well as Mr. Chiang also sold off shares into the market for that 3 consecutive days and realized a profit of about 100% in 1 month's time. Now, how do we diagnose such a situation? To do that, let's go back to the Business Times article, which there was a follow-up. And this was released on the 27th, 3 days. So take a step back, 3 consecutive days leading to the all-time high, followed by 3 consecutive days of selling by 2 substantial and interested parties related to Rowsley. And on the 27th, on the Thursday, this article by Business Times says that Rowsley, third revival act in a decade, should prompt caution, of which they cited 2 past examples, and one of the past examples is related to Peter Lim's project in Vantage Bay. From here we jump over to Google Map, and I'm curious and I search for Vantage Bay Healthcare, and this is exactly the plot of land where it's all in green that Peter Lim has marked out to purchase, and right in front of it is the place where the Sultan family parked their yachts. Now this is close to my heart because I was invited to look at a plot of land right next to it at the junction of Jalan Bumiputra and Jalan Perdana. So when I did my site visit there, I couldn't see any piling on the site's activity as well as construction activities. So that was what exactly the Business Times article mentioned. Let's jump back here. And second example was cited on a Chinese solar firm deal in China, and I have no privy insights into that. I should not share about it. But let's scroll down to the bottom of this particular article by Business Times. It ended off with the last paragraph. If that sounds familiar in the current circumstances, the company's third act, it ought to be a flashing red signal for investors. Now from here, I want to bring out to you an interesting blog post, and this is called a Peter Lim Trader's Log. And right in the very last paragraph of this interesting blog post is this. He says over here, as I mark out, his advice to young investors is this. You have to invest with a longer term mindset. You buy a good stock, leave it there for 10 years. Come 10 years, this dollar can be many multiples. I think the trick is really to think long term. You may not have a lot of money, but you have a lot of time. The minimum length of my investments are 5 to 6 years, if not 10 to 12 years. So case in point, remember this golden advice from Peter Lim, and dive straight back into Spiking app to study the transactions made by these sophisticated investors. I hope this sharing is useful to you. Thank you.